this video, we're going to show you how to build an earthen oven. The existence of ovens like this is easily documented for the 18th century. In fact, just about every ancient culture had a very similar oven. We're going to need several things to make our mud oven out of. We're going to need sand. That's the major component of our oven. You can get a damp clay out of a ditch bank. You're going to need straw or dried grass or maybe hay. You may need some bricks, so some fire bricks, even regular bricks will work. And you're going to need a canvas tarp to mix your cob together with, and you're definitely going to need a good bit of water. Before you build your oven, you have to consider what you're going to build your oven on. There are historical examples of ovens built on tables or on brick or stone flints on hearths. The door width right here is about 12 inches across, so we can get something as big as a pie in without too much trouble. There aren't very many critical things about the shape and the size of your particular oven, but there is one critical thing, and that is the height of the opening tunnel here compared to the height of your dome. So learning just the right consistency, that can be a trick. As you see here, I've been stomping on this pile for a little while. This is starting to feel really good. This will add some amazing strength to it. When it dries up, it really binds it together. Sure that they butt up well with the inner core here, so there isn't a big airspace between them. While this is drying, you don't want to get it rained on, so you're going to need to protect this from the weather, but don't cover it with plastic so that it can't dry. So you want to protect it from the rain, but let it breathe.
You may not have to dig this long to build an oven. However, as sturdy as this is, it's supposed to be protecting the weather. This is water soluble, you can just wash it with the paint. So this last, we're going to put a little bit.
The legend tells the tale of Tom Trevorrow, a trapper from the northern boreal forests of Manitoba in the 1800s. He was busying himself with the day-to-day disciplines of trapping muskrat in the winter. While chewing on a piece of dried meat he subsisted on, Tom struggled to build a small fire in a cave he found to warm up and rest. While gathering some dried leaves from the frosty floor of the cave for the smoldering fire, he heard a disturbance or howl from the darkening forest beyond. Tom was not given over to superstitious beliefs, or what he termed goddamned hogwash. It was already a very cold day, and spectacularly so on the granite hole of the cave in which Mr. Trevorrow was huddled. Understandably, he was left irritable and wanting for patience. The constant windy howl, which seemed like a voice, now enraged the laborer. Rational thought had all of a sudden abandoned him, and all of a sudden he was heard to shout, "Go to blazes, you cussed old Indian spirits, or I'll axe you down where you stand." The forest intoned a rhyme to the trapper. Tom Trevorrow, leave some jerky for Wissaquejak, or bad luck to thee tomorrow. When the trapper chewed up the last piece with nothing for the spirits, they threatened him again. Tommy Trevorrow, will send thee bad luck tomorrow. Thou art a turkey, their motives are murky, to eat all they jerky and leave none for old Wissaquejak. Then, after the echo of the alarming rhyme, silence. The wind died completely off. Tom was a little perturbed, but fire lit, he was satisfied this episode was behind him. He attributed it all to the isolation and the nightmarish cold. Despite it all, Mr. Trevorrow was so tired he decided on a quick nap. In what seemed like an instant he was awake, fire out, and surrounded by what looked like illuminated, flitting moths. The moths united in front of him, held in the hollow form of a death mask. At once gripped by a terrible anxiety, he scrabbled around the icy, smoke-clogged hole for his snowshoes and candle. It had only taken a few seconds to achieve, but seemed immeasurably longer. In that next instant, the ground and walls of the cave began to shudder. He couldn't find the flint for his candle fast enough. When he had, the moths fell to the ground, brittle leaves in a last gust of wind. This experience had irrevocably changed Mr. Trevorrow, so much so that he had to give up trapping and move to the cities in the south. For trappers, this was a most despised fate, and one which he would never recover from.